Welcome to the end of the night recap here at Project Salty Frog. It's 22nd of February, a little bit after 10 o'clock at night. And I'd just like to describe for a few minutes the things that we worked on tonight, the progress that we made. So Daryl, as we saw in one of the earlier videos, worked on the starter. He pulled that back of the starter apart, took the housing off, checked the brushes, I think cleaned up the armature a little bit, gave everything a passing grade there, put the starter back together. It's actually in the vise over there right now. We didn't get a chance to bolt it into the truck. Then one of the big challenges that was going to take some fabrication was the figuring out of the clutch, pedal, and master cylinder setup. So this truck used a cable operated clutch before. We have, with the O2A transmission, O2J shifter setup, switches around to use a hydraulic throwout bearing, hydraulic clutch pedal setup. So we did some brainstorming, some looking, went online, looked at Willwood and Tilton pedal setups before eventually taking a second look at the firewall and an existing master cylinder that I had. It's kind of a dune buggy style master cylinder, and we made a mark on the existing clutch pedal and eyeballed the spot on the firewall, and then went at it with a drill and an 1 3/8 hole saw, put a hole through the firewall and laid that dune buggy master cylinder into that recess. It lined up really very well with the clutch pedal that's in there now, so I'll have to probably shorten the actuating rod for that clutch master cylinder and come up with a clevis or a rod end type of an arrangement, and then we'll plumb it over to the slave cylinder on top of the transmission, and hopefully that'll be a good workable solution. Didn't have to spend any money, didn't have to throw down a couple $100 on a new clutch pedal setup. We just used parts that we had here. The pedals were original to the Rampage type setup, and the master cylinder was one that I had previously bought when I was going to use it just for a rear brake only application, like at Bonneville, where front brakes are not needed. But when we go to Ohio, we'll be running front brakes, rear brakes, have the full-on very good brake setup, and hopefully we'll be using this dune buggy style master cylinder for the clutch master cylinder. So that's, unfortunately we didn't get as many things done as I'd hoped to tonight, but it's kind of time to shut it down. It's set a little bit after 10 o'clock, and I've got to get up and go to work in the morning, get myself cleaned up. That's the end, so thanks for tuning in.